Our Chief Washington correspondent John Karl, our senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott. Rachel, congressional Democrats really the target audience of last night. What happened right after?
Yeah, and I talked to a number of Democrats after this press conference, and one Democrat had put it to me this way, that this puts them in a more complicated, perhaps even worse case scenario, because what the president did during that press conference was enough to ease concerns, but it was not enough to erase them. There were certainly Democrats that felt like the president looked confident and in command on the world stage, strong on issues of foreign policy and national security, but there were other Democrats that just flat out admitted that there's not a single press conference, television interview, campaign rally that would really do enough to undo the damage that the president did during that debate performance, and that there's a growing sense here on Capitol Hill that the president is running out of time to turn this around. We know that a handful of Democrats had statements already pre-written calling on the president to step aside before he even stepped on the stage at that press conference. They did not release them earlier out of respect for the president being at the NATO summit on the world stage, but within minutes of it ending, we saw 3 additional House Democrats come out, call on the president to step aside, including the top Democrat in the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Jim Hines. That brings the total number up to 17 Democrats calling on the president to withdraw from the race, George.
And John, this seems to have turned into a game of beat the clock. Effectively, the president has, what, a week to 10 days? After that, he's either in or out.
Yeah, or the convention is in August. But look, George, nothing changed after that press conference. On one hand, Biden did exactly what his doubters asked him to do: come out, take an unscripted moment. It was about an hour long, questions from all comers. The most significant exchange, though, George, came at the very end when he was asked if he would step down if he could be shown that Kamala Harris would have a better chance of beating Trump. And he said no, but then he added, unless he was shown that there was no way he could win. So the bar has shifted now for Joe Biden. He told you in your interview that it would take the Lord Almighty to tell him he couldn't win. Now he's suggesting polls could do the same trick. And the bottom line is, Democrats, many more Democrats than you're hearing publicly, but a lot publicly as well, think there is no way that he can beat
And John,
Trump.
yeah, Democrats across the country are commissioning those new polls as well. We're going to see more coming out of the battleground states. And I think one of the important facts to remember is that, last time around, Joe Biden won by, 4.5 points? And it was still a very, very close election.
Yeah, look, some of Biden's supporters will point to the national polls, which do show the race essentially tied, certainly within the margin of error. But that doesn't matter. I mean, he lost the popular vote in 2016 when he won the presidency, Donald Trump. So he needs to do more than be tied on national polls. And the bottom line is, consistently now, for some 9 months, polls in those key battleground states have shown that Donald Trump has the edge in almost all of them, almost all of the polls. So clearly lots of evidence that he is heading in the wrong direction in his race against Donald Trump.
John, Karl, Rachel Scott, thanks very much.